There we go with a 4:09. Cameron Worth has just come in now. He gets rid of the bike there to our bike catchers there. Cameron Worth sets off now toward the Hoka on a run course. Now he's off the bike and he still looks pretty good there, Paula. You can generally see an athlete if they're failing right now, but his posture is perfect.
You know, Cameron Worth came last year just to experience it, to throw down on the bike, reset that bike course record. He has spent the year working on his run split. His marathon has gotten better and better. He has come to this event not only to dominate the bike ride this year, but he is expecting a much better run this year. And if all indications are holding from his year, it will be much better.
With 6 Ironmans under his belt already in 2018, today is going to be his toughest test yet, as now we see Starkowitz just coming into the transition area. Not the bike ride that he wanted today. He wanted to get out there and challenge that bike course record. He's going to have to settle for the second place. Cameron Worth now grabs some aid from the aid stations here as he makes his way out onto the Hoka on a run course. 26 miles to go.
Yeah, and Cameron Worth looking good, knows how to run a steady marathon. Andrew Starkowitz under the bike course record, so theoretically set the bike course record, but he's still in second place. Just I think he wanted the fastest bike ride, not looking that smooth, but when does he ever look that smooth when he's running? But it looks like it hurt him. That effort was tremendous. It's tremendous to see him back out here, and I think in part that's a victory for him, but it remains to be seen how things go for him on the run. Obviously getting himself together is going to stretch out his muscles. I think that Andrew's goal was the bike ride, but I will say it's great to see him out there, and I certainly hope that he keeps it steady.
Well, we never say that you can win or lose the race in the transition area, but it may take a little bit of, speeding up to get Starkowitz out there and put himself into a better position, because we know what's behind right now, and that is a pack of our competing athletes here in our pro men's division and a lot of our favourites today. Worth now out onto Elite Drive. Elite Drive has no wind. It is very hot out there, and it's almost like it's an oven effect.
It's totally an oven effect, especially on Elite Drive with all the trees. The air is very still as we see Cameron Worth, as he has practiced setting a steady pace. But look at this. The big guns right out of T2 going at each other as we see Braden Curry, one of the toughest competitors coming from multisport adventure racing. He's throwing down early right there with Belgium's Bart Arnolds, two of the best runners out of transition.
This beautiful run course here out on Elite Drive. They go out 3.5 miles. They will turn around at Hawai Park and then they will run back in toward town. But Worth making sure that he takes on that very important nutrition at this early part of the run course, Paula. Very important now as they now have about 23 miles to go. Nutrition really starts to kick in. Now as we go past one of the hills on the outward bound leg here, we see that Patrick Lange has now made his move. He was very patient in the first 6 miles, but now the defending champion is putting down a cracking pace that only a couple of athletes will be able to sustain.
Well, interesting that we see Cameron Worth has spent the year dialing in his effort over the marathon. Each time he did an Ironman, went out, faded. He certainly has dialed in the pace that he knows he can maintain, knowing that he has a pack of Lange, Curry, O'Donnell, and Arnott right behind coming up.
Back in town for the first time on the run course through 5.5 miles. Cameron Worth is still leading. Bart Arno, he's in 5th place. Michael Weiss from Austria, Javier Gomez-Neuer and Maurice Clavel, and Andreas Dreitz from Germany, Anthony Costas and Giulio Molinari. USA's Matt Russell right in there, as well as Joe Skipper. There's David McNamee just coming into the fray. He was 3rd place last year, and look out for McNamee because he has a fast run leg. Braden Curry now is on the shoulder of Patrick Lange, and Timothy O'Donnell from the USA are not giving in without a good fight.
Well, I must say, I think this is that was the run leg we've all been waiting for. 3 of the top runners in the sport going head-to-head down a lead drive. It was like a heavyweight boxing match going up and down. Each one surging to the front and another one coming through. None of them willing to give up. But Patrick Lange has the experience as he now starts to close the gap on Cameron Worth. Cameron knowing that he's coming, and to his credit, Cameron has stayed out there in the lead and continues to look good, continues to look steady. What sportsmanship, what respect. It's wonderful. Look at the smile on their faces. A light-hearted moment in the heat of battle out there on the Queen K Highway.
Patrick Lange from Germany at 8 miles. He gets the lead of the race. Braden Curry and Timothy O'Donnell are fighting out in the top 5 right now. So at 13 miles, Patrick Lange leads. Bart Arnott from Belgium. New Zealand's Braden Curry is in there with a strong race so far. Cameron Worth is hanging in there. Timothy O'Donnell is right there. Javier Gomez-Neuer, one of our early favourites, is right there. And here comes McNamee from Scotland. He is really putting in a surge.
Yeah, the reports coming in that David McNamee, our podium finisher from last year, coming back, starting to push toward the front, but still, and here it is, they continue to go round and round, pushing one another. Tim O'Donnell and Braden Curry, neither one of them wants to blink here. And in the meantime, Bart Arnott, known for his tremendous marathoning, putting in the surge as we watch these guys continue to go back and forth.
Accelerating back and forth, but not for Patrick Lange. He's been the most consistent runner out there today. We know that he holds the course record here at a 2:39. Today he's on pace to do just over 2 hours and 40 minutes, and now we have to start talking about the overall course record as we see Belgium's Bart Arnott. He's also running very, very well. He's on a pace that will break the other course record from the other year, and now we see that he is picking up the pace and maybe coming back at Patrick Lange a little bit.
Well, Bart Arnott has always done well coming off of a tremendous bike split and coming into the run and using the strength of his run to come through when the going gets tough and it's anybody else in front of him starts to fade. We have watched him in the top 10 in Kona, always pushing hard towards the end of the marathon, so not surprising to see him, but Patrick Lange seems to have made the definitive move on these athletes on the run course, but being closely contested, so he is certainly being challenged. They're not making it easy for them as these athletes go through the professional fluid station, this station set up for the athletes to put their own fluids that they can pick up themselves.
With just a few kilometres to go, Patrick Lange now from Germany has a sniff of the finish line. The Amazon Arch, that is what they're all chasing after today. Belgium's Bart Arnott right now is still sitting in second place, trying and struggling to make a move to get up into that first place and challenge Lange. But now, the Flying Scotsman, look at David McNamee. He's come all the way into third place, all the way down from 15th off the bike.
Yeah, David McNamee has had a challenging year, and as we look at him running his way back to the podium, wonderful. The course record of 8:01:40 suddenly looks in dire straits today. Those bike course conditions, the good swim conditions have accumulated, and watching Patrick Lange produce his normal marathon, now the course record looks to be potentially shattered, Greg.
The magical 8-hour barrier can be shattered here at the World Championship, but it needs that perfect day as Team Lange wait at the finish line for their son, for their favourite racer out there today. Patrick is certainly on the way to that Amazon Arch and the finish line here at the 2018 Ironman World Championship, brought to you by Amazon. Now on Palani Road with just 1 mile to go. Lange has a 3.5 minute lead.
Yeah, Lange came out of the Natural Energy Lab, made that final 10K push for home, and his pace suddenly jumped. He started to run 5-10 seconds a mile faster than the rest of the field, and he has stamped his dominance onto the marathon as he is known for at this event. But Bart Arnott's continuing to be steady behind him.
Bart Arnott is running out of real estate right now and just slowing a little bit. We can see now that Luke Van Leeuwen was one of our former course record holders. That is Bart Arnott's coach, and the Belgian athletes, the German athletes and the Australian athletes have dominated the Ironman World Championship over the last 15 years. But now it is certainly going to be Patrick Lange. He is the defending champion. He's going to make it 2 from 2 today, and it was a brilliant run, a brilliant bike ride and a great swim that set everything up today for his victory.
Patrick Lange, our course record holder from last year, I bet he didn't think that he was going to be able to come back and set a level. This performance today is going to be, this I think is going to be a day, 40 years of dreams. This was a dream day for this athlete. I have a feeling that this is a mark that's going to stand for a long time, Greg. What a moment for this young man. Patrick
Lange smashes the 2017 Ironman World Championship course record, today lowering that standard by 9 minutes from an 8:01 to a 7:52, and for the very first time under 8 hours at the World Championship. He set it up with a great swim today, a great bike, and an even better run with a 2:41 to finish things off and crowned for the second year in a row. Patrick Lange, you are the world champion.
You're amazing. You put together a swim, bike, run today, unlike any race you've ever done before. The complete Ironman, and you own the Ironman Championship course record.
Amazing. Amazing. But I promised myself when I break the course record, Julia, please listen. Julia! So
you promised yourself what if you broke course record?
Yeah, I think I have to go there. Julia, do you want to marry me?
She said yes!
Patrick Lange has just done the Ironman, and he's just done something that takes a lot more energy, and that is a proposal at the finish line. Paul and Yubi Fraser, you don't see that every day of the week.
You don't see that every day of the week. In fact, this is definitely the first time we've seen a champion come across the line where it's a moment about him, but he is so in love that he is making a marriage proposal. As we look at Bart Arnolds, this is definitely the race of his life. This day set up beautifully for him. This Belgian athlete has had many years of success. It's wonderful to see that so rewarded for him today.
Bart Arnolds from Belgium also breaking the former course record today and going under 8 hours at the Ironman World Championship. Brought to you by Amazon right here on the big island of Hawaii. Yes, definitely the best race of his career. And it was David McNamee, the Scotsman, second year in a row in third place.
David McNamee is just, you see it, the redemption. He has struggled a little during the year, but he is showing that he belongs on the podium. 2 years in a row on the podium, 2 years with two of the same guys on the podium, Greg.
Patrick Lange wins for the second year in a row at a 7:52.38. Bart Arnolds in second place, and David McNamee round out the podium. Timothy O'Donnell, Braden Curry in the top five. Matt Russell, Joe Skipper, Andy